SIU probes new evidence linking Mkhize's family to Digital Vibes corruption scandal. Cape Town assaults surged by 79% over weekend, the majority involving lethal weapons. And more than 1,000 feared dead as landslide flattens village in Sudan's Darfur region. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN. In touch, in tune, and independent.
Here's a quick tip. Unless it's absolutely necessary, wait until midnight to fill up your car because that's when petrol prices drop. Now, the Special Investigating Unit says the new evidence it's pursuing in the Digital Vibes corruption scandal implicates family members of former Health Minister Mkhize. The unit has been granted approval by the Special Tribunal to introduce new evidence in its case. The new evidence is expected to detail how public funds were allegedly laundered through dodgy business transactions. The Digital Vibes contract was originally intended to support public awareness campaigns for the National Health Insurance and COVID-19 communications. But the SIU alleges the procurement process was irregular and the money ultimately benefited Mkhize's family.
Then we were supposed to have the hearing on the 11th and the 12th of August. Of the main case. But in the process of doing that, there was new evidence that was brought our way. We had to then go and investigate, and we found that there are more people that where the money went to, and there are more institutions who did not do any work, but the money was sent to them.
The Pretoria High Court has rejected an application for acquittal by Mkhize, one of 5 men accused in the 2014 murder of Bafana captain Senzo Meyiwa. Mkhize's lawyers argued that the state's evidence was insufficient to secure a conviction. But after a 2-hour judgment, the judge ruled the case must proceed. Mkhize and the others were arrested in 2020, 6 years after the killing in Vosloorus.
Constable Sizwe Zungu's testimony was pivotal in the state's case as he claimed to have seen the 5 accused at the Basotho hostel hours before Senzo Meyiwa was killed and then again with guns moments after Meyiwa's murder. While making his case for acquittal, Mkhize's lawyer argued that Zungu was not a reliable witness, arguing that his evidence should be dismissed. But today, Judge Rathamokgwatleng differed with this argument.
In my view, that is material evidence. Critical evidence.
While handing down his judgment, Mokgwatleng said he cannot grant Mkhize acquittal because there is evidence that he must answer to. The matter has been postponed to the 22nd of this month for the defense to open its case. Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
Tourism Minister Patricia de Lille has come under attack in Parliament for dissolving the South Africa Tourism Board without first informing the legislative body. Critics argue this decision sidestepped parliamentary oversight and undermined governance. In the Western Cape, police have recovered 19 illegal firearms in Mitchell's Plain during operations. The Cape Flats Safety Forum welcomed the seizures, saying the weapons were likely bound for local gangs. Chairperson A.B. Isaacs called for an urgent probe into gun violence, warning of a, quote, sinister force behind the flow of weapons. Over the weekend, Cape Town saw a 79% spike in assault calls, most involving weapons. Officers also confiscated 6 guns and arrested 12 suspects.
The city is doing as much as it can with limited powers, and we need national government to come to the party so we can stop the flood of guns being used to terrorize our neighborhoods. The city is ready and able to do more, but we need the increased powers we've been calling for. At present, our role is effectively reduced to being firefighters in blue uniforms, rushing in after the fact to contain flare-ups of violence and chaos.
The Social Development Department says the suspension of long-serving spokesperson Lumka Olifant is to allow an investigation against her without interference. Olifant released a scathing statement yesterday saying she was suspended because Minister Sisisi Tolashe believes she leaked information to the Sunday Times newspaper. Her suspension follows an expose in the paper about the department's travel expenses and paying 3 million rand on hotel accommodation in New York. In a notice this morning, the department says the investigation is part of consequence management emanating from findings by the Auditor General. Yet another delay in the court case of Vusimusi Kat Matlala. His formal bail application was scheduled for today but has been postponed again. Matlala faces charges including attempted murder and money laundering and remains in custody. The next court date is set for October the 7th. Orlando Pirates coach Abdul Salam Wadu has been hospitalized after he and 5 members of staff were involved in a car accident. The incident happened on Sunday night on the R21 highway as they were returning from 3-0 league victory against Chippa United that afternoon. The Pirates team bus had stopped to assist at the scene of a collision between 2 vehicles when another car crashed into the stationary vehicles and the group of people who'd gotten off the bus to help, including the coach. Wadu and the other staff members are in hospital recovering. More than 1,000 people are feared dead after a massive landslide flattened the remote village of Tarasin in Sudan's Darfur region. Triggered by heavy rains, the disaster struck on Sunday in the Jebel Mara Mountains. Only 1 survivor has been found. Rescue efforts are ongoing, but aid groups say the scale of devastation is overwhelming. And an update on the powerful 6.0 magnitude earthquake in eastern Afghanistan. The death toll has risen to more than 1,400 people. The quake struck late Sunday, devastating remote mountain villages near the Pakistan border. France has issued arrest warrants for Syria's ousted President Bashar al-Assad and 6 others over a 2012 strike in Homs that killed journalists Mari Colvin and Remy Ochlik. Assad fled to Russia in 2024. The case is being probed as a war crime. And today we held a very emotional memorial service for Tshidi Madia. EWN's associate politics editor died last week at the age of 42 after a short illness.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.